going to be juicy.
Hi everybody, welcome to maskmoments.com. My name is Sophia and I am here with a guest today because we are starting a new series called The Face Behind the Mask.
Yay!
So the face behind the mask today that we have as our very first guest and my guinea pig is my friend
Sue!
Yay! So tell us a little bit about yourself, who you are, what you do, and about your channel.
Of course. Hi everybody, my name is Sue and I'm a beauty YouTuber, K-beauty skincare beauty YouTuber, and I'm on the channel called Soobeauty, and I'm super excited to be here with Sophia and to talk about the moments behind the mask.
Moments Behind the Mask. This is a channel that's going to be dedicated to learning more about who these people are, how they started, and just kind of delve into some secrets maybe that they don't reveal on their own channels.
It's going to be juicy.
Let's start with an easy one. So how did you start? How did you start as an influencer?
So in 2015, I was in Italy. I was part of this internship, I guess, and I hated it. I hated every single moment of it because it was not what I thought it would be. It was nothing how I pictured it to be, and I was miserable, and I think I was 23 or something at that time. And I was like, wow, what am I doing spending my most youthful, I guess, in Korean we would say like night, right? So I was like, what am I doing with my life? I'm wasting it on things that I don't enjoy at all. So I remember one night I can't live like this. So I decided, let's do something for myself, something that I want to do. Not for anyone else, not for my parents, not for my college job resume, nothing for that. I realized I really wanted to give YouTube a try. I thought it was super fun. I think it was my day off the next day. I got my iPhone and I filmed my first video ever in my small, tiny exactly. Yeah, and I think that was like a turning point in my life.
Yeah. So wait, tell me more about that first video. What was it about and how did it do?
It did terribly. No one watched it. But I think it meant a lot for me because it was a proof, an evidence of me taking the first step into trying to do something for myself. And I did it. I put it into action and I just didn't think about it, which I think is something a lot of people do, something that I do sometimes. So it was really a moment that I can still remember very vividly, even to this day. I talked about for the first video just random favorites. I think it was like a summer favorite video. So I talked about a lot of products that I just was loving at that moment. But it did terribly. Yeah, I think my boyfriend at the time was the only person who watched it. Yeah.
Wait, but now tell everybody how many followers you have on YouTube.
Right, I have 200K. Somewhere there, I think I have 210K recently. That's the amount of followers I have.
Wow, and so I know. Do you have people that recognize you on the streets?
It doesn't happen often because a lot of my audience are from abroad, like States, Singapore. But I do get those long stares at times. They're just staring at me like this, and I know
on your face. Maybe something on your face.
I always check. I'm like, is there something on my face? But then it's those stares where it goes too overboard, they stare too much for too long, and then
feel awkward.
Yeah. When I was still in college, I had a lot of students recognize me, and I had a subscriber write me a letter, and while I was studying for midterms in the library, she would be like, here you go, and she ran away. And that was so cute. But I was just midterms, exam period, you're just
I know.
Yeah, you
sweat and
greasy hair, of course. So that was also another memorable moment. but I don't get recognized as much.
So what do you think was the point in your, I guess, YouTube career that you thought was, wow, this is really taking off?
Even though I started off as a hobby, I really wanted to make it into a career because this was so, like, everything about YouTube and like the process and all the work that goes into it, it was so compatible with my personality. So I really wanted to make it a career, but of course, at first it was a bit hard because when I first started, the growth rate was a little slow. So, but then I remember, I have to mention this video because it was my first viral video, and it was my video of doing the IU diet. So nowadays you have a lot of videos where like people like follow like celebrity diets, right? But back then there weren't any, and I think I was probably like the first one who filmed an IU diet, like doing the IU diet. And it was my first viral. It took off. It rocketed off, and that was when kind of my channel started to gain momentum, and it really kicked off from there. So the IU diet, which is ironically the video that I regret doing the most.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Why?
Because I realized it was such a bad influence on so many girls watching, on women. She eats an apple, protein shake, and a sweet potato for the whole day. That's all she eats.
For 3 days?
For a week. So I tried it out for a week. And I was like on the verge of passing out because you can't live on that, right?
I can't. I had ice cream for breakfast today.
Love it. Even though I had stated clearly in the video, don't follow this. This is really, really healthy for your body. Like, I was shocked to see so many comments saying, "Oh, I should try this." And I'm just like, "Oh no, what have I done?" So I really want to take it down. I should take it down actually. A lot of people, once they saw that video take off, they're like, "You know what? This is your thing now. This is your YouTube thing now," because it raked so many views, and of course that comes with more followers, more income. So people are like, "You should do this." I was like, "You know what?"
Meaning like you should focus on diets.
Yeah, like doing content like that.
I see.
Like maybe do another girl groups diet or a Korean like actress celebrity diet. But I was like, you know what? Like, money is good, money is important, but it's not worth, you know, putting girls and guys' health at risk.
Yeah.
It was just not
good for you.
So I was just like, you know what? I know what you mean, but I don't think this is the kind of content that I want to be associated with. I'd rather have good influence, even though it might mean in a smaller amount.
You focus on beauty and health, but you also do a lot of skincare.
Yeah.
Right? Do you focus on kind of all of that, or do you have one particular focus that you work on?
So I started off in general with beauty, but I realized with time, as time went by, a lot of people were interested in K-beauty. They wanted to know like what's new, what's good, what's worth it. And that's how I kind of narrowed to my content. So I review mostly Korean skincare, beauty products. I don't have like a certain like an area that I focus on within K-beauty. I think if it's K-beauty, I'll probably kind of try to touch up on all of these different subjects. So yeah.
So tell me a little bit more about, you know, how you balance kind of being a YouTuber as a career, or did you decide, okay, this is my full-time thing? Like, what was the point in time in which you felt like I need to do this full-time, as opposed to maybe pursuing a different career?
Right. So it's kind of different for me because I always wanted to do this as a career
from the beginning,
even though I wasn't making any income. So I had to, basically my goal was to persuade my parents that I can do this as a career. So at first they were like, okay, she's just doing it for a hobby. But once I graduated, they were like, what are you doing? Go get a job. But I told them, please give me 1 year and I'll prove to you that I can do this as a career. And so they were not patient within that year. Let me tell you that. My mother was like, what are you doing? And I understand where she's coming from. She's worried. Like, I just graduated from college, and you know, everyone else is getting a job at like taking up like these big corporates. I'm just like at home, literally in my home all the time, just filming and editing. So she didn't understand. So after I graduated, I was able to get a lot of sponsorships though. with the help from my agency, which I'm really, really grateful for. And I saved every single penny. I didn't spend a single dime. And after that 1 year, I show my mother, like, I showed her like the 통장, like I showed her the account, and she's like, okay. She's like, okay, try, go give it a go now. Like, because I don't think, the problem was I think she didn't understand that you could make money off of by doing YouTube.
I see.
So she was just like very confused, and maybe I didn't explain it to her thoroughly.
Yeah.
But that was the struggle for me. It wasn't that I didn't want to do it. I wanted to do it regardless of making money or not, but I just had to do that for...
Well, your parents were really more concerned about your income and your economic well-being, right?
Course,
which is legitimate. So I understand that. Asian parents, of course, also. Speaking of which, so I think, you know, part of what makes you different and what makes, I think, our situation in Korea very different is that we're English speakers living in Korea. I'm an expat. I'm from New York, but you're actually not from the U.S.
No.
Can you tell everybody why your English is so good?
Right. So I was actually born in Hungary, and even though like my nationality is Korean, so ever since
Hungarian women here.
Even though I don't remember anything. So I lived there for a couple of years, but basically growing up, I would move around in Europe. So I lived in countries like Spain, Sweden, Hungary, Romania, and I went to international schools, and that's how I learned my English.
Yeah, and there's a very small community of us, I think, that in Seoul that do speak English and that we're interested in beauty, and so that's how we all know each other.
Yeah.
So what's one little known fact about you that you haven't shared on your channel that people find surprising, or just a fact about you that you want to share?
This is a fact that I was surprised to find out about myself, and it's that like the fame and the popularity that comes with having YouTube, it does not affect me at all. I do not care for it at all, it turns out, which is so weird because I thought when starting YouTube, I thought I would bathe and I thought I would enjoy it so much. I thought I was like, you know what? I'm going to enjoy
the superstar.
Yeah, exactly. And now that, you know, I'm not a superstar, nowhere near superstar, but I do have quite a following, and I do get recognized sometimes in the streets, and I realize, wow, it really doesn't matter. Like, I don't really care for it. What really does matter to me is the interaction. That really, really is so important for me. When I get to know my subscribers comment down, and we're able to have a conversation and interact. That's what really matters to me. But I was surprised to find out this about myself.
Oh, interesting.
Just because I thought I would be like this. I'd be like,
Can you share one of like those anecdotes or an example of an interaction that was like really memorable to you?
I went to Singapore like 4 times last year, and I did a meetup I think 3 times, and what was incredible for me was that I actually got to know my subscribers on like a friend basis. It wasn't like, oh yeah, you're my subscriber. It was more than that. Like, we would just chill at a cafe and we would talk about like just real life, and it was like we became friends. And I know them by the first name basis. They know me like as Sue, and that kind of connection, that relationship that we were able to build, I think is like, it means everything to me. Yeah.
So as our closing question, obviously I run this mask company called maskmoments.com, but we call it Mask Moments because I wanted everybody to define their mask moment very differently. To me, mask moment means like taking time out to be kind to myself. How would you define your mask moment?
For me, I can totally relate with what you said, but to add to that, my mask moment is for me to press pause in my life, because doing YouTube, basically it's my career, right? And so it's not a 9-to-6 job where I can go work and then leave and forget about it. I'm thinking about it constantly, all the time. I'm thinking about what content I want to make for my subscribers. I'm thinking about what's the next project that I want to work on. It's like there's no off switch. So for me, my mask moment is to press that off switch, even though it's a little difficult. But I just remember to just breathe in and out, de-stress, and really try to give myself some space that's not filled with all the like the priorities, to-do list. It's a time for me to empty out.
Yeah, take a breather.
Yes, exactly.
I wish you a lot of success in your career as a YouTuber,
Thank you.
but also, you know, in your whole journey of kind of learning about yourself, learning about
Yes.
others through this experience. So, and I'm glad that we get to do it together.
Yay! Bye. Such an Asian thing
I
to
know,
do.
right?